right, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit uncertain. Like, should we call it a podcast or should we call it
A vlogcast?
I hate that. I absolutely hate
I don't know.
that
What's
idea.
the correct term for a video podcast?
We're not entirely sure.
Yeah, we don't know.
So we don't know. Let us know. I mean, honestly, I don't know that we really care. We're just going to aim to be here Mondays to have some conversation. That's it, right?
At some point on Mondays.
Some point on Mondays.
We're trying to keep it flexible.
Yeah, because that's what life is. It's all about flexibility. Am I right?
Especially right now.
Yeah, especially right now. So do us a favor. If you're watching and maybe you've listened to the podcast a couple of times, you like it, go ahead and share this video with your friends list. And we think that you're going to enjoy what we talk about today. We're going to talk about opportunity or obligation, okay?
Yes.
In marriage and parenting, but really relationships. We've got several people that listen. One probably, that listens that is not married, and that's okay. It doesn't necessarily, you don't have to be married.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these are principles that work in relationships. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And again, we are and never have claimed to be experts in any regard, but we do have some experience. So, matter of fact, Carrie, tell everybody how much experience we have.
At being married?
How long have we been married,
We've
babe?
been married.
That's what I'm asking.
Yes. We've been married for just over 19 years.
Just over 19 years.
Yes.
So tell me something. What was your favorite part of our wedding day?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
I literally can't. I loved the whole day. It was a great day.
Oh my gosh. What
Everything.
a stinking
The whole
cop
part.
out.
You know what was cool about our wedding day? It was a beautiful day. And we got married.
What a cop out.
The best part about our wedding day is that we got married.
Oh, man. Okay. Listen, like this, share it. And, these videos will stay up for a day or so, a couple days on Facebook. But catch up with us on YouTube. We're going to be posting some more content there. Make sure you subscribe, like, all the stuff, because you love us and you want to keep up with us. Yeah. So, anyway.
Yeah, so
Carrie, hold on. No.
Okay.
What were you going to try to do?
No, I have a question, but it's okay.
No, you cannot ask a question. I'm asking the question.
Okay.
I'm leading this conversation right now.
I didn't know.
Well, no.
Okay.
Okay, so check this out. Today is a very special day in Lincoln, okay? Today is the very first day of mandated masks in public, okay?
It is.
So have you gone in public yet where you've had to wear a mask?
I actually had an experience this morning.
Okay.
I went to the mill in the Haymarket.
Okay.
And I had my mask on because I'm a rule follower.
You are a rule follower.
And I sat outside, though, on the patio so that I could not wear my mask while I was working and drinking my coffee. And there was this really funny old guy.
One of the rules is you don't have to wear a mask if you are immediately partaking.
Right. So, but it was funny because I sat at the table next to these two kind of crotchety old guys.
Okay.
And he said, he was like kind of grumbling. He's like, I don't care. I'm not wearing my mask. And I just thought it was so funny because like he's of the age range where he should, he's at risk.
You're actually the one that should be considering
but it was funny.
Wearing a mask.
I did see some people going in and out without masks on though. I don't think people care.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So here's my question. I don't know if you can see this picture on our screen. But I came across an article this week that suggests that couples should wear masks while having sex.
That's a lie.
No, I promise. It's right here in the New York Post.
Oh,
Look,
boy.
This is the picture that's currently...
Well, okay, so no, I have a theory.
Okay.
This must be for couples who don't live together.
I don't know.
Because if that were the case, we would need to wear a mask all the time.
Because we have sex all the time?
No, because we live together.
I was going to say.
That's not what I was saying at all.
So,
that is crazy.
Yeah, what do you think about this?
I think that's silly.
This is a real post.
I mean, you can't
in
even
the
get
New York
people
Post
to wear a mask at the coffee shop. I don't think that it's going to happen. We could try it.
I want to know. I only want to hear from married couples because we only condone sex between married couples
who are
married to each other. Okay, let's just clarify: if you're married to your spouse,
nobody's gonna say they agree with that. That's a joke. I got to tell you guys, I pretty much don't believe anything I read anymore. I think it's all fiction.
This is saying that the research shows.
Video.
The
How
research
long did you
shows.
leave the picture up?
Well, I think it's still up there. Oops, sorry. Sorry about that. I apologize for leaving the picture up so long. Listen, I'd love to know, how do you feel about wearing a mask during sex if you're a married person? I mean, I don't feel like...
I don't think that's realistic.
You would never want to wear a mask.
No.
Why wouldn't you want to wear a mask during sex?
I don't like this conversation.
You don't like? Okay. I totally understand.
Would you?
No, I just no,
would
absolutely
you feel
not.
safer?
Absolutely
we sleep
not.
in the same bed.
I thought that it was crazy. I'm telling you, I thought it was funny. I think everybody's going mask crazy. Listen, whether you wear a mask or not, that's fine. I'm currently in public places wearing a mask. Okay, I just thought that it was an interesting kind of thought and read.
Okay, let me ask my question now.
Okay, ask your question.
It's not sex related.
We're losing
Shocking.
Viewers.
That's okay. Okay, so I got an opportunity today.
Okay.
Okay, and you, I think, will consider it an obligation.
Okay.
So some friends of ours are going to have bulldog puppies.
Oh, boy.
And I thought it would be fun to get one as an opportunity. No?
No. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Remember we had a bulldog.
This is the type of thing. Yeah, actually, I just came across a picture of our old bulldog.
His name was Boss.
His name was Boss.
Bossy boy.
Listen.
Not going to happen?
Anyway.
All right.
So we've got some people weighing in.
Yeah.
Somebody says Christy says you could try it for fun.
You know?
I mean,
that's true.
If that's the type of fun that, yeah. Totally.
Oh my gosh.
Listen, I love you guys. I love that you're interacting with this, and we're going to get back to as many of these comments as we possibly can because this is just super fun. Anyway, hey, today we want to talk to you guys. Carrie brought it up. We want to talk to you about opportunity versus obligation.
Yeah.
And we think that some of what we've been struggling with in our marriage and some of what we've been hearing others are struggling in their marriage and in their relationships in general is feeling obligated to do things rather than viewing them as those things as an opportunity. For instance, okay, one thing that we've heard often and that drives you crazy, and because it drives you crazy, it has now begun to drive me crazy, okay? As a parent, as a dad, we've heard dads for years say, oh, I can't do that because I have to babysit the kids. So the dad is using obligation language instead of opportunity language. Like, those are your kids, bro. You're not babysitting, okay? Like, those are your children. They're your offspring. You have an opportunity to spend time with them, right?
Yes. Like you're not getting paid.
Right. So it's not an obligation. It's like it's not an opportunity like, hey, you're getting a big paycheck at the end of the night. No. But it's also not an obligation because they're your kids.
But don't you think that people view familiar things as obligations?
Yeah. Something else that I was going to say was when you have a lawn to mow. Okay.
A lawn to mow.
Rather than looking at it as an opportunity to steward and take care of what is mine.
Right.
Okay. I look at it as an obligation, like, oh man, something else I have to do.
Or like for me, it would be like cooking dinner again.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And just having the things that we have to do. So you're kind of thinking about just changing your perspective about the things that we have to do and viewing them out of a lens of like, we have an opportunity. So it's really having an attitude of being grateful.
It's an attitude adjustment, exactly. Yeah. And I think that's what ultimately relationships, healthy relationships, all boil down to is how are we going to adjust our attitudes, take the lower posture and humble ourselves so that we serve one another, so that we look at it as opportunity rather than as an obligation to have to do something. Like I don't have to be nice to you because you're my wife. I don't have to love you because you're my wife.
Right.
I don't have to take care of my kids because they're my kids. I have the opportunity to love you. I have the opportunity to care for you. I have the opportunity to serve you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
To serve. I like that.
I bet you would like that. So you were going to
That's
talk
great.
about some of those familiar things. Talk about like.
Well, I mean,
bring
even
that.
like say I want to go on a date, and you go because you feel obligated to go,
Right.
rather than enjoying having time together. And I think, like, we don't want to make anybody feel guilty
Yeah.
because we do this. Like, this is like we feel obligated.
This is literally stuff we're navigating right now.
Even in really, I always look forward to dates because especially right now, we're getting out of the house, we're going away.
So good.
But especially like even with our kids, like feeling obligated to spend time with them, or feeling obligated to take care of them, doing the things. One thing that I recognize now is I used to feel obligated to give them rides.
Oh, okay.
Because I was basically a taxi cab.
Yeah,
I would
talk about
literally
that.
spend hours of my day in the car. But now that Cooper has his license, I hate to say it, I don't miss driving him around, but I do miss the time that we had together in the car, because he would grumble and murmur in conversation with me. More than we necessarily do when he's driving himself and, taking care of himself in that way. So I think that's one thing that I maybe miss some opportunities. That's part of it too, is when we view them as obligations, we miss opportunities.
And I think that's what I really want to lean into. And I want to ask you guys, like, what are some things that are actually opportunities that you've viewed as obligations, and maybe you've missed the moment to really make the most of that opportunity? Because I think a lot of times we think opportunities are like they're going to,
Like a new job or
and it's almost like they're going to benefit us immediately.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But I think that's where we can link in this with just relationships, because a lot of times we go to things because we feel obligated.
Yeah.
And then we miss out on opportunities to make new friends or to cultivate relationship. And then we feel sad that we don't have relationships or we don't have close friendships, but we've missed out on opportunities because we've been like, oh, I've got to go do this meeting, or I've got to go do this class, or I've got to go to this birthday party, whatever those things are.
Yeah.
Especially I think when we're feeling, I'm an extrovert, but I will say I've become more sensitive to being around people. Like I'm not as extroverted as I used to be.
Yeah.
And so it's been hard for me to get back into feeling excited about doing things again. And I think that's just a lot of things going into that. But
Yeah, and this might surprise some people, but I'm more introverted than I am extroverted.
in certain ways, I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, it is true.
What are those called? There's a word for like when you're both introverted and extroverted. Because you are
No.
extroverted in front of people.
Yeah, well, it depends.
And like at the restaurant, I mean, you talk to people everywhere we go. Like sometimes I'm like, can we just get our food and leave? And
I
you're
love
in there
people.
chatting
I
it up.
love people. That doesn't mean, listen, I love to be alone. Somebody asked me last week, like, Matt, what fills your bucket? Like, what is it that does it for you? And I'm like, listen, man, if I can get some time alone, like, I just feel super recharged. Like this morning, for instance, I was upstairs in the building that we just purchased, and for 4 hours, I worked on the floor by myself. It was awesome.
Was it glorious?
It was glorious.
You know, that's funny
But
because let me say this real
some
quick.
people would look at that as an obligation.
Yes,
But I
they
saw
would.
it as an opportunity to recharge my batteries.
I was jealous today of Emery.
Tell me
because
about that.
Our 15-year-old.
Yeah, 15-year-old daughter.
I picked her up from work.
Okay.
And I dropped her off back at the house.
All right.
And then I left, and she was home alone. And I thought, when was the last time I was home alone?
Being home alone is somebody, like, it is, like,
That's
I
like-
would love to be home alone, but Lila Jane would not like to. Lila Jane's
No,
our
she
youngest
hates being
daughter.
home alone.
Yeah.
But like, I don't even remember the last time I was home alone.
Okay, so let's jump back.
Okay.
Let's jump back.
We digress.
We did, but let's jump back and let's talk about this opportunity versus obligation, because I really do think that a lot of times we look at things that are familiar to us, our relationships, even our job, right?
Yeah.
And so, what are some things that we can do to change our heart or our perspective in our marriage, in our parenting,
Yeah.
at work, with friends, different things like that. Because, and here's where we were going with extrovert, introvert.
Right.
Some friendships, even there's one party that's more extroverted and one that's introverted. And so the introvert might look at it as an obligation to go out again, or to hang with a group of friends again. And the introvert might look like, okay, so we're going to stay in this, like this is an obligation. But I think it's an opportunity to deepen and strengthen relationship, right?
Yeah. But I think you have to recognize the trigger.
Okay, so talk about that.
The trigger is that thought of, I have to do this. I don't want to do this, but I have to do that. And when you recognize the trigger, okay, how can I change my thought about this? And I think we would enjoy things so much better.
Yeah.
If you changed your thought. If I thought, I've got to go take up floor today, And when you think of that, it's like, man, I don't want to do that today. But then recognizing, okay, I need to change my thought about this. And then you can change that into, I get to have some time with my headphones in. I can, be praying if I want to do that, or I can just be alone. I can be thinking and change your thought process about it so that it's not that obligation. So I think that's one thing that you have to do first, is to catch the trigger of that feeling of obligation. But then also, if it's involving a person, like, you might have to have a conversation, like, hey, I'm struggling to want to go and do this. I just want you to know I'm going to go, and I'm trying to have a good attitude about it, or something. I mean, you couldn't do that with everybody.
Yeah, for sure. So I think one thing that I just kind of, as I'm thinking back, something that I chose to do and change in my life as a young person, I was 19. I started saying something, and when we met, I said this all the time.
It was so annoying. I was so annoyed.
Do you know what it is?
Yes.
Tell everybody what it is.
No,
tell everybody what it is.
When I would say, how's your day?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say this to you that much because I didn't like you, but.
That's true. You guys, we should tell the story sometime. When we first met, we did.
Didn't we?
Did we?
I don't know. We'd have to look back. We did.
People
not like
probably
each
don't
other.
want to hear it.
No. We'll look back. But anytime anybody would say, oh, how's your day? Or how you doing? You'd say, greatest day of my life. Greatest day of my life. Isn't
Today's
that
the greatest day of my life.
And I was always like, every day is the greatest day of your life.
Yeah.
And it was super annoying. But I love you now.
You know what? But the reality of that is, up until my life changed, every day was the worst day of my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
now that I know why you did
tend
that,
to
it's
be,
different.
yeah, I know. But I get it, because we all know those annoying people that you're like, okay, really? You're in a good mood again?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Is that real life for anybody? But the reality is, in order for something to change, you've got to change something, you know? And so I just kind of purposed in my heart that I'm going to make the most of what I can make the most of, and that is changing my attitude,
right.
And so I began to look at things that I would have previously considered obligation as opportunity.
Yeah.
I was pursuing my career in ministry, and we were working 80, 90 hours a week at the church for $100 a week. $82
a week.
It was $89 after taxes.
No, I
Come
thought
on,
it
no,
was $82.
It was $89.11. It was $89.11.
Wasn't that for 2 weeks?
Yeah,
I think
actually,
that was
you're
your
right.
2-week pay.
You're right. That is $89.11. That's what came on my paycheck. Anyway, and so, but it was 80, 90 hours a week that we were working, volunteering, doing ministry stuff, and it was all kinds of stuff. And in a previous season of my life, I would have really considered that an obligation, but a shift took place on the inside of me, and I just realized, man, I got to change my attitude, my outlook, and look at this as an opportunity. And so I think what we're really trying to get at, I know we've rambled some, but the bottom line is, we love hanging out with you. We hope you love hanging out with us. And we want you to consider thinking about, what have you thought of as an obligation rather than as an opportunity? Like, your kids are not an obligation.
Right.
Your marriage is not an obligation. Your job, it's not an obligation. It's they're all blessings. And so if we can look at them that way and say, man, this is an opportunity for us to develop and grow deeper in relationship. And this is an opportunity. I know that maybe I can't focus in on this game. How many of y'all know baseball's coming back, man? Because I've got the kids. But let's look at it as an opportunity rather than as an obligation, and I think that we'll make the most of so many more moments. And
that's really what it's about, is not missing out on those moments because, I mean, we don't get them back.
Man, you don't get them back.
I mean, our oldest is about to be 17 next week. And I was just thinking about that today. Like, that is crazy.
We've missed moments that we will not get back.
We have missed moments because we've been too busy.
We have considered it obligation. And so we've gone into it with bad attitudes. Mm-hmm. We've gone into it with
distraction.
Being distracted or, different things like that. And so, guys, we just want to challenge you. We want to share with you from our experience.
Right.
Like, let's be people who make the most of the situations of our lives and see them as opportunities. Go in with good attitudes. Mm-hmm.
And just know that if you've missed opportunities, like, it's never too late to start.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's never
start today.
It's never too late to change. And remember, that trigger thought is, I don't want to do this. I don't feel like it. I'm tired. That's a big one of mine. Like, I don't feel like doing this. I'm tired. I'm busy. Okay, I've got to adjust my attitude so that I can make the most of this. Yeah.
I think that's good stuff.
Are we going to get another dog?
Babe, you know what? What do you guys think? Do you think we should get another dog?
From what I'm seeing people are really wanting
I don't think
us
so.
to get another dog.
I don't think so.
I've got a few dog ambivert. Kayla Kelly helped us out. Ambivert. That's when you're both an introvert and an extrovert.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like something.
That's you.
Yeah, it is.
You're an ambivert.
Well, listen, you guys let us know in the comments, should we get another dog?
You can take care of this one.
No. See, that's the thing. I don't, guys, we already have a dog.
He's great.
You know what? We'll post a picture on here later of what our dog currently looks like. It will let you know.
He's great.
He's a great dog, but we don't need another dog, babe.
We could get one, though.
Rizzo's been getting in the trash the last couple of days.
Anyways.
I don't like that.
All right.
Hey, guys, thanks for hanging out with us for a few minutes.
Yes.
Remember, if you liked this video, if you liked any of our videos, go ahead and click the notification button so every time we go live, you're notified. Sometime on Monday, you'll be notified that we're going live. We won't spam you or overdo it, but also you can look us up on YouTube, and we'll be posting some fresh content there as well. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yes.
Have a great day.
Goodbye.